Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. And this is your Young and the Restless recap for September 28th. And today, Victoria flies into a fury over this whole Chelsea and Johnny situation. Adam crossed paths with Sally and Nick and asked Nick to give him some answers about his relationship with Sally. Diane kisses Jack, and she has a mystery stranger in her hotel suite. So before we unpack this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and please don't forget to like and share. So we start out over at Society. Now Sally is meeting up with Nick for their quote-unquote work dinner, and mostly stick to career-related questions. Yeah, okay. Though the vibe at this table is a little bit flirty. Now, after Sally talks about being impulsive, Nick goes into how he admits that he tends to overthink things. Sally suggests that, hey, that's why we make a good team and inspire each other. So over at Crimson Lights, Adam comes in. He spots Chelsea, and she's looking kind of off kilter. Now, he urges her to reconsider this whole idea of a weekend family trip with Connor. Chelsea got one heck of an attitude, but Adam convinces her to, come on, let's go and have some dinner and we'll discuss more about Connor. Are you open to that? And he finally got her to, kind of say yes. Now, back over with Nick and Sally at Society, they agree to share some bread pudding or whatever for dessert. Before and after making all these googly eyes with each other, Chelsea and Adam appears. There's a little bit of awkwardness as Adam greets Sally and Nick before showing Chelsea a table. Now, Nick offers Sally the opportunity, let's just get out of here. But she chooses to stick around despite being that she's actually uncomfortable. Now, Sally tried to tell herself that she's moved on, but she acknowledged that things are still confusing and complicated. Yeah, because your relationship with Nick is complicated. When Sally suggests getting back, to shop talk, Nick smiles and let her know, hey, you can do whatever you want. So over at the table where Adam and Chelsea's is, Adam tells Chelsea that Sally isn't wasting any time cozying up to the boss. Chelsea is like, okay, so whatever. Adam is like, whoa, you took a pass at trying to take a dig at Sally? Okay, what's really going on with you? Now, after Sally updates Adam on this whole Johnny situation, he is upset that he's just finding out now about the situation and how it affects Connor. Now, Chelsea assures Adam that she didn't want to say anything to their son and that she didn't want to have a discussion with him first. Now, Chelsea admitted that Johnny doesn't want her in her life. Adam is sympathetic and, why don't you just take a fresh start away from Genoa City is what he suggests. Now, although Adam thinks that, they can work it out, Connor arrangement, Chelsea feels like, no, I'm going to stick around because, I'm waiting to see if Johnny changes his mind. Adam is like, yeah, I don't know if you should get your hopes up. But she thinks that she's going to have a relationship with Johnny at some point. Chelsea is continuing to argue that something has to go right for her eventually. I don't know about that, Chelsea. You're really, really pushing it. So once Chelsea leaves, Adam is sitting back watching Nick and Sally through the window as they wrap up their so-called evening together. Now later we see over at Newman, Adam decides he want to come in and confront Nick. So Nick is asking him, what are you doing here? And claimed that he thought Adam was on a date with Chelsea. Well, Adam is like, you know what? I'm done with all of the lies. You and Sally are sleeping together, aren't you? You just couldn't wait to make your move. And he's insistent about it. Now we're over at Chancellor Winters. Victoria is on edge since Johnny won't eat anything or even look at her. Now Billy admits Johnny is shutting him out too. So Victoria is complaining about their son holding up in his room with all these video games. Victoria mentioned Chelsea stopping by her office yesterday and how she practically had to threaten her to leave. I don't know if I saw any threats. Now, that news bothers Billy, who understands why Victoria is feeling so outraged about all of this. Victoria worries that Johnny maybe wanted to keep that door shut on knowing who his bio mom was. They've disrespected Johnny's explicit wishes since he told Victoria and Billy that he didn't want to know. That's how Victoria feels. Now, Billy argues that it's better for Johnny to hear the truth from them and remind Victoria that Johnny was upset about everybody knowing it before he does. Now, regardless, they can't unring the bell, so Billy thinks maybe that, let's just give a little patience all the way around. Victoria is still ranting about Chelsea's lack of boundaries, which is she correct, and especially after Billy tells her about the baby blanket that she tried to give. And as far as Victoria is concerned, she is done watching Chelsea invade their lives and refuse to let her force a relationship with Johnny. If Johnny want to talk to Chelsea when he's 18, then I'm cool with that, according to Victoria. In the meantime, Victoria is arguing that they have to honor Johnny's wishes, and that means nothing more to do with Chelsea. And Victoria, she needs Billy to also stand by her and close that door on this whole situation for now, just for Johnny's sake. So Billy shows up at Chelsea's hotel suite, and looking at Billy's face, she assumes Johnny still don't want to talk to her. She is absolutely correct. Now, Billy notes that he agreed with Victoria now about wanting Johnny to have some space right now. And of course, that did not sit well with Chelsea. So let's switch gears and go over to the Abbott mansion. Diane shows up and brings over this whole new dump truck toy for Harrison since his old one broke. However, she admits that this is all an excuse to talk to Jack. Now, after Diane checked this whole text message from her impatient secret partner, she has these tears that show up and wonder if Jack has abandoned the war against her too. Now, Diane needs to hear Jack say that you believe in me, that I've changed, and you forgive me. And Jack is willing to say that, okay, I'll forget the past and offer a new beginning for Diane. Now, when Diane asks if that's a total start over, Jack insists it is, unless there's something in LA that you could be hiding that could be your undoing. And that was the open door for her to tell the truth, to get in front of Nikki and Phyllis, but she didn't take it. Diane grumbles about his lack of trust, but then she eventually go into this teary moment again about not knowing how hard redemption would be or how long it would take. Now, Jack urges Diane to take this clean slate, and she admits she feels safe with him before she decides to grab his face and plant a kiss on it. And this one is not a daydream. This kiss is actually real. In the aftermath of all of this whole thing, Jack insists that, when you asked for a reset, I was agreeing to a peaceful coexistence as parents and grandparents and at Jabot, not a relationship. Diane gets this embarrassed look on her face, and she acts all embarrassed for misreading the situation and hope that they can use this clean slate again to forget that she took things a little bit too far. Now, after Diane leaves the Abbott mansion in a hurry, she ends up back at her hotel suite. Somebody is waiting inside, and it looked like it might be Tucker waiting inside. So Diane is all rattled and asks how he got in there. Now, after he suggests that he's starting to feel like Diane is avoiding him, he thinks that it's hurtful after everything he's done to help her. He also notes that they had a little bit of an arrangement and will add that it's a real shame to find that out now that you can't be trusted, Diane. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because they say that their little alliance is going to cause plenty of trouble. So we got to stay tuned to Young and the Restless to find out. Okay, so there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Wednesday, September 28, 2022. Stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.